What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here, and this is Does It Suck? The show where we take a deep dive look at a new game and see what's good or bad about it. Now, today we're discussing the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 beta, but this is just the beginning of a much bigger demo process they're kind of doing. This is the closed beta. Later on, they're doing an open beta. I believe they're doing a special release for the zombies mode and stuff like that, but this is just an early taste of the game to test out the new modes, the new maps, the new weapons, and the new omnidirectional movements. Now, I do want to quickly say, I'm not like a Call of Duty esports guy. I just play games. I'm just a typical gamer. And while I have enjoyed a lot of Call of Duty games, there's obviously some very abysmally bad ones. But first impressions after playing this for about 4 hours, this seems to be incredibly good. I mean, first impressions, this has got to be one of my favorite Call of Duty betas, and I feel like part of that comes down to the fact that this does feel different, mostly because of the omnidirectional movement and the longer time to kill. But let's break that down. Hi, hope you're having a great day. If you could, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. So first and foremost, what is omnidirectional movement? So this is a freshly invented mechanic where you can now not only run in every direction, full-blown sprints, backwards, left, right, anything, but you can also dive in any direction at any time. Now, this is a strange mechanic that I think is going to take a long time to adapt to. Even other players I was going against, very rarely did they seem to duck or dive. Like, you can still do the other styles of movement, like if you're sprinting and press crouch, you'll still do like the cool slide and stuff like that. But omnidirectional movement, especially with the verticality of some of these levels, it is cool that it's possible to dive off a balcony and spin around and quick shot somebody. But this is definitely one of those things where the best players are going to be doing it, and normal people like me will just experiment with it with mixed results. But the other part of this that really jumped out at me is how small these maps are. But I do mean this as a very big compliment. So some Call of Duty maps have tried to increase in size, extra detail, extra little layers to it and stuff like that, and they've had, in my opinion, very mixed results. I'm a big believer in the fact that the best Call of Duty maps are when everybody is kind of in your face, when you're having to check every corner and just try and get as much reaction time murdering in as possible. And while the bigger maps they've had have certainly been fun, running to the fight, trying to constantly charge back to the battle, to me that's less exciting than just constantly spawning 10 seconds from the next firefight. But because of these smaller maps, you definitely feel that longer time to kill. So this is one of those games where if you're hitting people in the chest, they're not going to instantly die. But I consider this to be actually a compliment in that there is more of a sense that you can fight back. Because what I mean by that is that in a lot of Call of Duties or any first-person shooter, if you can get one tapped, if one stray bullet to the tip of your pinky toe just instant kills you, it becomes purely about who can aim quicker, which is a good metric for first-person shooters. But I like the fact that this now has a time to kill slightly closer to something like Call of Duty Cold War, meaning that if somebody's trying to camp in a corner or crouching behind a doorway or something like that, as long as they don't have like a instant headshot on you, a lot of times you do have this half second to turn, to pivot, to omnidirectional dive and try and get your own headshot. And I think that I really enjoy the fact that everybody having a bit more health, I think it makes the flow of combat feel more impactful. Now, I did have a chance to test out quite a bit of weapons, but since I only played like 4 hours, I definitely have only unlocked like the starting weapons and some of the mid-tier stuff like the AK-47 and some attachments and stuff like that. But I gotta say, I do like the fact that honestly, everything feels good. Sniper rifles, shotguns, every weapon I've used so far, even if it's just raw dog without a million attachments on it, it feels really good. Now, I had a habit of trying to scoop up weapons constantly. Some of the people in this beta are already like level 20 with super advanced, completely kitted out weapons, and so I kept picking up stuff to just blast everybody, and I think the biggest compliment I can say to this game is that every weapon feels great. I never picked up a gun and went, ew, why did they put all this stuff on it? I think that every weapon of every balancing feels good so far. Now, this does use that classic system of COD that the last couple of games have used, where there's like this full equip system where you can just put a bunch of attachments on every single slot, customizing the grip, the butt, the barrel, the brake, the sniper, the laser rifle, like every part of it. And to me, I've always enjoyed this system because it does make it so that you can kind of craft your own perfect weapon and customize it beyond just like microtransaction gun skins. There is a new system where they have a dedicated melee weapon spot, so you can put like baseball bats or combat knives or axes and stuff like that. I didn't get a chance to melee much. I didn't get a chance to like actually equip any of that stuff, but this beta, the first impression of it, even on these early 4 maps, they said the second part of this beta is going to have 8 maps, the final game is going to have 16 maps. There is so much about this that as a casual COD fan, it feels good. Like, if they take this balancing, I think they've said they're going to apply this to Warzone, which is like the free-to-play Battle Royale mode and stuff like that. I think that's going to be incredibly awesome. I guess now I'm just curious to see the balancing of zombies. I think they did say officially they're going to do a zombies beta. I'll probably play that and do a video about that as well, because I have been actually kind of a zombies hater. Not because it's bad, but to me, the modes themselves just never completely blew my mind. I'm just not super into wave-based combat that goes on for hours and hours and hours. But I want to play it with an open mind and see if this different tuning, if this different speed of it, and the I'm going to keep that take in, and if the omnidirectional movement actually works better when I'm rushing the undead. The maps feel good, the guns feel good, the graphics look good. This is going to be part of Xbox Game Pass, so I'm kind of curious if this ends up being the highest played Call of Duty of all time, since it's part of a subscription service, or if it ends up being the lowest bought. I guess we're going to find out. As a person that kind of covers the entire gaming industry, I gotta say, I'm impressed by how good this feels. Like, instant off the cuff, man, does it feel good to just blow people up and get shot and unlock stuff, and it still feels good to level up and hear that guitar riff every time I'm doing stuff. Maybe I'll get tired of it really quick, but the last couple Call of Duties have been incredibly addictive to play online, and it does seem like Black Ops 6 is the next goodness for us to try out. But have you had a chance to play the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 beta? I think they're giving out all sorts of beta codes this weekend. If you currently have Xbox Game Pass, you can install this for free. And in fact, this is all Xbox footage. I haven't used my Xbox Series X in months and months and months, so I figured, all right, let's actually hook it up. Let's truly play an Xbox game by Xbox on an Xbox, just for that old school feel. But thanks for watching. If you could, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And please keep dreaming. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.